Fortunately for us, this lake up here ahead, that Ripple Lake there, is free of rock flour because it's not glacier fed. And in fact, that lake is geothermal heated, so it doesn't freeze over completely in the winter. And since there's no rock flour in it, it makes a great source of drinking water for our Discovery Center and our staff accommodation, where Brian and I stay. We filter the water here ourselves. Now, there's about 250 of us who work here. We have mechanics and drivers, there's baristas and chefs, there's Glacier View Lodge staff, there's maintenance crews, management team, Glacier guest experience staff. Yeah. If you all look to the right, you'll see a green structure. Do you all see it? Do you see the green structure? That's where we all live. I'm just kidding. That's our pump house.
Oh, yes.
Straight ahead, you'll see a yellow vehicle on the balcony. On your way up to the transfer base, to the ice explorer, your driver may have mentioned the Bombardier. That's the very first type of vehicle to give tours on the Athabasca Glacier. Back in the 1950s. So that vehicle is almost like 75 years old. Did Brian mention Norman Cully? Norman Cully camping on the Athabasca Glacier? Well, straight ahead there is the Dome Glacier. To the left of that, on top of the mountain, you see lots of snow. That snow is, believe it or not, about at least 100 meters deep or something. To the right of Mount Snow Dome is Mount Snow Dome. Now, Mr. Norman Cully, when he was exploring this region, he put two and two together because he was very familiar with all the river systems. And he came to the conclusion that the meltwater coming off Mount Snow Dome is dividing our continent into three. One of the meltwaters becomes this river here on our left, this is the Shimoka River, and that water will find its way to the Arctic Ocean. One of the other meltwaters goes to the Saskatchewan River, which takes it east to the Hudson Bay. And from the Hudson Bay, it goes to the Atlantic Ocean, the other side of the continent. That's impressive. The third meltwater goes to the Pacific Ocean. So it's called the Triple Continental Divide. Later, before we go around the bend in the mountain, the Shimoka River will make a braiding pattern. This pattern is caused by the rock and sediment that gets left behind at the end of each season. You imagine there's lots of rock and sediment that this river is carrying, and then when the current ebbs, when there's starts to be less melt, that rock and sediment gets left behind, and then that rock and sediment changes the course of the river the next season. To our right, you'll see almost like what looks like a landslide of sand coming down the mountain. This is we call this the shooting gallery, because you'll see lots of rocks and boulders on the ground coming up, and all these rocks and boulders came shooting down the mountain. The process for which these are created is called the freeze and thaw cycle. You can see all these cracks in the mountain. Imagine them filling up with water, and at nighttime that water freezes and becomes ice and expands, expanding the cracks. Then the next day that ice thaws out. You repeat this process for days, weeks, and months. Eventually the cracks become so big, they sever off the rock and comes tumbling down. In this next batch, stretch of land, you'll see a path between the trees. This is the original Icefield Parkway. Back in the 1930s, it was the time of the Great Depression. Parks Canada wanted to help out, so they employed 600 people to build this path here on our right from Banff to Jasper. It took them 9 years because they used mostly hand tools the whole time. People then, they got 25 cents a day if they worked 6 full days. Which at that time would have allowed for some herd a carton of eggs. After the Winter Trail was built, it allowed for British, American, and Canadian soldiers to practice Arctic military exercise. We have a sheep here on our right, coming up right by the 60-kilometer sign. Right there. There. Look at that. Beautiful sheep. Is anybody scared of heights?
No.
Good. That's good. The skywalk, the tip of it is 280 meters above the bottom of the canyon floor, which is about how deep the Athabasca Glacier is where it's deepest. The skywalk is completely safe for those of you who might be scared of heights, or, I'm not sure if it's safe, but it's got 34 anchors which each extend 16 meters into the mountain, which is longer than the length of this bus. 34 of them. The skywalk staff, they do tours. There's also an audio tour app which you can download and install to your phone. If you don't have a phone, the skywalk provides you with a phone that has the app installed. The audio tour app is neat because as you go to different parts of the skywalk, it recognizes where you are and describes to you what you're seeing where you are. It's available in 9 languages. Those languages are French, English, Spanish, Portuguese, Hindi, and German. Oh, and Chinese, Japanese, and Korean. Those of you who are going to the skywalk, yeah, and if you're not in a group, you can stay as long as you want. The last bus to leave is about 7 p.m. Everyone, look left. Check that out. Dun, dun, dun. Those of you who are with a group, Skywalk tickets, your tour guide will probably have a time for you to be back. You can catch a bus to take you back. There's buses running every 15 to 30 minutes. Those of you who have Skywalk tickets or who have a group leader who has your tickets, you'll be getting off here. The rest of you who stay on the bus, if you do have a ticket and you don't want to do Skywalk, you can still stay on the bus too. To all of you who got on the bus, welcome aboard. My name is Chad. I'll be your driver guide. We're heading now back to the Discover Center. About a 8-minute drive. This road here we're driving on, National Geographic claims in the world it's top 7 for most scenic roads. So sit back, relax, enjoy the ride and the view. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. lot is to the staff, do we come from Banff or Jasper, or do we live here? The answer is we all live here. On the other side of this hill is where our staff accommodation is. We turn left into the parking lot. You'll see on the other side of the hill a green roof. That's the roof for a common room, which is where we all stay. There's about 250 of us. Yeah, that's the roof there. There. Yeah, it's a 7-minute walk to work. Can't beat that. They take care of us. They give us 3 meals a day. They plan lots of events for us to entertain us. And they give us a place to sleep. So from this top of this road, there's 5 glaciers that can be seen. Those 3 of them are covered in snow, so it's kind of hard to make them out. They're kind of buried. But 9 o'clock, there's North Face Glacier. Between North Face and Athabasca, there's Andromeda Glacier and AA Glacier. And then there at 11 o'clock is the Athabasca Glacier, and straight ahead is the Dome Glacier. Thank you everyone for coming on this journey with us today. It's been an honor to drive you along. If any of you are hungry, you got some time, we have 2 restaurants on the 2nd floor. One's called Chalet. It's a cafeteria style restaurant. And the other one's called Altitude. It's a reservation only buffet style restaurant. Before you get off the bus, please make sure to take all your stuff, all your children, and your spouse.